on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamac, this is Let's Play Slay the Princess. In the last episode, we came to the end and decided we'll just erase our memories and do it all over again. I have no idea whether this means that this is a new route or if we're actually in a secret new game plus or what, but we'll see what happens. If anything, it'll give us a chance to see what the prisoner has to say.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I know that silence has led us to the shish kebab. I know that silence didn't end well last time we tried this, so... what are you talking about at the end of the world? Huh. Oh dear. Voices in your head, John. Okay. Go figure. If I had gone just a tiny bit further, I'd have gotten the credits. Interesting game, though. Very interesting game. Can't help but feel like I feel like there is some sort of route that I've missed, or some sort of ending, but to be fair, I never would. I feel like this is at least showing this as my run. It's not anything else. It's not me following a guide. This is what I picked. I'm the one who chose to start the prisoner route, but then decide, you know what, maybe I just won't go there and I won't trigger everything. Huh. So there were actually a few different voice actors for the princess, I think? I can't tell, the credits are going too fast, but I was the one who chose prisoner route first, but then back out of it just saying, you know what, screw this, I'm out of here, and actually getting an ending out of that. I was the one who triggered the tower, but then thought, well, maybe if I just don't take the knife, it won't end in a fight. Oh wait, that also means that I get absolutely nothing. Yeah, I just get god modded out of it. This finish the game, the good ending doesn't count. As the next expression of our gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by pressing H. And now that you've finished the full story for the first time, you've also unlocked the gallery. You can access it from the main menu and in-game menus under Memories. It's full of clues that will help you find undiscovered vessels and interactions. Happy hunting! Oh, join the Discord, join the mailing list, join the subreddit, follow us somewhere else, make your playlist, play our other game. What's make your playlist? Oh, I just opened a thing in Spotify, oh dear. Thank you, but it was quite scary to see you suddenly can take control of my internet browser like that. Memories. Damn both of you to a complete an incomplete existence. You are nothing at all. There's him getting... Okay. Meet your equal in combat. Doubt forces the hand of fealty. Slay her without a moment's hesitation. She isn't armed, is she? Softness cornered turns to viciousness. Offering one hand while concealing... Yeah, that would be why we triggered the what's it? That would be why we triggered Opportunist. Make a peace offering to someone you betrayed. One of you has to go first, might as well be you. You're not turning your back to her. One of you was always going to betray the other, might as well do the betraying. See through her confident eyes at the end of everything. See through her broken eyes at the end of everything. You've been here before. Maybe the two of you should stop fighting. Interesting. Is it just me or is she changing? She's not just changing, she's becoming worse. Really worse. Oh, okay, see through her eyes at the end of everything, huh? So that's why we don't have this, because that's not where we ended. This is where we ended. Bodies fused, where does one thing end and another begin? Gaze into the heart of darkness. Separate doesn't mean over. Separate before ending it all. You've been here before and you're back. Right, that's the gaze at the heart. You've been here before, this time you've carried a wound, a scarred and beautiful heart. See through her woven eyes. And her wounded eyes. Okay, so that's if you choose to hang on to your hate. Right, so if we choose to kill her when she's there... I told you not to flinch! I told you! Your work is done, leave her to starve. Reject instinct, fight her to the end. To hesitate is to die, so that would get us killed. Kill your worst dreams or be killed by the ghost of your past, huh? So that would be if we chose to fight the nightmare, I bet? Whereas here we just have flat out nightmare. Set your nightmare loose upon the world. Get shoved into a bottomless pit. Slay your only exit. See what's behind the mask. You've been here before, a tender heart, see through her eyes. Right. One might resist the divine, but it's very hard to kill a god. If there's no shame in failing, I bet that's if you try to take on her... I bet that's if you try to take on her ultimate form of tower and fail. You need more space. A narrow cave is no place to fight, and it's no place to stay forever. Is that a... Okay, look, witch. Let's just call it off for now. We can kill each other once we're not in a difficult position. Angels and demons, huh? Sometimes when you cut something out of you, a piece of you leaves with it. The only way to break a cycle is to put your heart on the line. When you've seen the worst sights the prison can offer, you can always choose to walk away empty-handed. You don't need the world for your happy ending. I think continue will just set us back to before the credits, so...
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will...
Have you Maybe I'm okay with the world ending.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Silently continue to walk to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely...
Sorry, but we've heard this before. We don't need to hear it
is your
that many
implement.
times.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, we're going for the prisoner route again, so we will
You
need
take the
this.
blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
And then I walk over to here and stab randomly. Wait, what?
The door to the basement creaks open,
That-
revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Ah, so what was the one where she just laughs and voice of the hero thinks he's in love? I guess you have to... Sometimes you do... Maybe I just picked slightly wrong dialogue choices.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
She's very open about it, though.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I never took these keep locked away options, and I don't feel like that's going to do any good. I want to see the prisoner out properly, at least.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around, or something I can use to break you free.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
I guess the narrator works on the ability of vagueness, where as long as something isn't seen directly, he can infer it, and then it happens. Like, oh yeah, the tunnel is actually quite unstable, it's going to fall in on you. And then it does, but it definitely gets different when he starts taking direct control at the end of chapter 1. Hey, let me out!
Pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You
Try the door?
But it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Return to the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you cut into her. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bind. How is she so composed after
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too... As the princess... Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Warning.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
You never succeed, though. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Oh, absolutely. We're going for a bit more completion this time around. Chapter 2, The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Wait, hasn't this already happened?
Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Now there's a bit of a difference. Isn't it usually the hero speaks first and then the new voice speaks up?
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Okay, then let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
Well, he doesn't have an eye to wink, does he?
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
I feel like that might be the only time that meme makes sense.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about a mirror on the wall.
Definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am.
Let's not get caught up in vanity, but we should definitely take a closer look. Whatever it is, he must not want us to know about it. Is this some sort of rehearsed bit? Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Voice of the skeptic and voice of the paranoid are rather similar if you think about it. I guess we do have to take the blade, though.
You take the blade from the table. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Ooh, actually, now that I think about it, I should probably go check in on Limbus Company when I'm done with this, because I think my anchor fill-in might be overcapped soon.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
They really don't want us to cut her free this time, do they? There's even another one that isn't being used that probably goes around her waist.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there will be something so obviously useless.
Darn it, Voice of the Skeptic is probably... I guess that's why I got this route first, because Voice of the Skeptic is quite similar to my train of thought.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
This one doesn't look shackled though.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just... good luck.
Okay, if I accidentally right-click, then I can just hold the button down until they're finished talking. I'll have to keep that in mind.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
That's why.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Oh dear.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
What does the princess think? We must be making a lot of interesting facial expressions, although we are kind of a bird, so maybe she can't interpret them, but we've just been having this conversation in our head ever since she told us to sit down.
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
That's what she's thinking then. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
I wonder if each version of the world is actually already set like this, and it's our choices that should determine where we end up.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
That other chain on the wall, what's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Oh dear.
Maybe it'll fit.
Oh, double dear.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Ugh. Inspect the shackle, because why not? What could possibly go wrong?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Can I look back there? I don't know, maybe it will. What if he's telling the truth? Well, he isn't sure about it, is the thing. Inspect doesn't mean put it on.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Hang on, that doesn't seem right. Can I look back a bit further than this? Okay, it never said anything about us dropping the blade.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Become your own jailer.
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Kind of a metaphor for this whole game, isn't it?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
Well, what do we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Did you know this was going to happen? We've run out of options
You
then.
and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger.
Have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
Then we have to wait in silence.
You continue to wait
those
in
are the
silence, and the cabin
erosions.
continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
I mean, from already beating the game, we know why, but, the in-game theory could be enchanted chains that keep us preserved.
She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass. Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
Oh, we got out of the cabin just by waiting it out.
And? I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Bad touch. Alright, I'm not sure whether I'll go through full New Game Plus, but at least we've seen that. The one thing that we never got a chance to, we don't have the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her stead. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around. Actually, wait. Become your own jailer, right? Denial, right? Where's the one for... Apparently, the Lion and the Mouse is very unpopular, so that's kind of cool. Finish the game, the good ending doesn't count. So there is a good ending to this, we just haven't found it yet. In that case, I think this LP is going to continue. Until next time, guys, Take care. I'll see you all around.